I'm going to finish this. This is about choice awards who were nice to me. Um, I'm just going to show this and where I checked in here. It's supposed to be for 20 days. Kim checked me in. She was the one last night that pulled this crap. Not that the others wouldn't. And this is the disarray. I'm up. On the other videos, I've been telling you about my kidnapping. And I'm on Facebook. And I ran a political campaign. Larry Flynn, I was flown out there. I was writing about mind control murders. I didn't know about my kidnapping. I was flown out there when Larry McDonald, a congressman doctor's plane went down, was shot down, and all aboard died. It veered out of airspace, and I was writing about mind control murders, and the person that programmed Mr. Flint, Lawrenceville, Georgia, in '78, I was doing the book in Marietta, MD, A License to Kill. And this is my dad, Edward VIII. I was kidnapped and brought to Moulton, Alabama in '41. My mom's sister is artist Georgia O'Keeffe. And this is Roosevelt and my uncle, illegal George VI, who helped kidnap his own niece, Victoria II. I'm legal heir. Take down his brother. My father, that 99-year seal was all a lie, and the 99-year seal to cover up my dad and my birth. And he was never married to Wallace Simpson. The whole thing was a lie. But anyway, I'm not going to go through it all. This was the family where they put me. And they didn't have cars or anything, so that's glossed over that whole thing. What I did want to get to, this is Elizabeth, who's living in my home and my money. And I don't get the picture here of, this is Wallace Warfield Simpson. She was married to a double look-alike, not my father. He was illegally taken down, and I was kidnapped and brought to Moulton, Alabama. I said that. And I wanted to get back to this. After that campaign, I found out about my kidnapping. And Larry Flint's limo driver was with British intelligence. And I started finding out, and the British told me, or I would never have known. What's happened, though, I was actually had antifreeze put in me April Fool's Day of '80 after writing this book, MD, A License to Kill, Larry McDonald, congressman, doctor, you name it, Emory University, with Ebola. This is from what they're pumping in here. Ebola at the Center for Disease Control. Now, I want to get into this real quick. It's 4:30 in the morning. It's a continued tape. My illness has been used to run me. I'm Victoria II. This country is holding me hostage and holding Great Britain hostage. Elizabeth and her father signed illegal treaties allowing the Americans to put the military bases all over British soil and hold us hostage and take over the world. Is what they've done. And steal everything British. Quite a joke, right? Then put antifreeze in me like it's an April Fool joke. And the doctor that delivered the twins, you should see, I put that up, and I'm going to use up this tape about how the birth certificates for those twins were marked through, the name I still have to use. They were both killed by their mother, Lina. And I was given Peggy, one of the twins' names. They were born out of wedlock. And what's happened since I was out at Flint's, he furnished me a car for a year. My children, Mark and Scott, who are heirs after me, I hope the world knows what this country did to them. They're the legal heirs. And to me, and look at my parents. We're loving parents. Look what was done to them. Look what's done to the Brits. My God, I don't know how they can still walk either. But anyway, my allergies, it's a chemical allergy. And if I'm in a room that's toxic, where it's been, and I want to say this, deliberately force-fed chemicals, that's exactly what's been done. But I can't say that to a person and accuse them, or they'll call the cops, and the cops are telling them to do it. the cops, the FBI, I had a letter from them back in June the 23rd. Oddly enough, that's my dad's birthday, 79, saying that it was an ongoing investigation, national security involved. Well, it was issued through U.S. Attorney Harper there in Atlanta, directed by the FBI. And then I had the antifreeze put him in. I should have died. I ended up being taken across the state line back to Huntsville. That's NASA, Redstone Arsenal, where I worked for the VA in that condition. Well, you can't take your brain out and say, here, like they can show you the warriors and all that. You have no idea. People do not, they wouldn't want to see what I've withstood and what's been done to my children. So I'm going to just focus on that. I came here to Roanoke, and I told about mind control murders. Larry Flint being shot, and his attorney was one, and I showed the psychiatrist here, Fort Hood shooter, that shot the people. He's on death row. He was from Blacksburg, Virginia Tech, just like the 33 that was killed at Virginia Tech April 16th, and 16th hefty number used in here of '07. What I wanted to do is, I've even put this on here, the Virginia State Trooper, Carl Barton, that's using the name of the twin Carl, he told me, his wife did, when they took me to Affordable Corporate Suites and paid the deposit, and I paid 17 months of hell after then, just to have a roof over my head and not have to run to the National Forest and get run again and put up a tent and try to live. And now then, what's happened, they've used my illness. I'm allergic to chemicals, and that's not funny. I've had them laugh and joke. It's a big joke to everybody. Laugh and joke about it. My immune system attacks itself. And over the years, it's torn down my kidneys, my lungs, my liver, everything, my veins. I can hardly walk. The inflammation has taken out my joints. And this has been deliberate. So it's from one place when I managed to get another one, a little motel. I've even had Section 8, Edinburgh, Joseph's Way, that was owned by a black minister, Moore, out of Washington, North Carolina, who knows all about this. And I've paid my rent on time every day to get gas, and I'm not going to go any further about it. If you did a background check on me, it'd be total lie. Anyway, the chemicals have been used on me. I moved in. A couple of days later, it starts pouring in, and there's nowhere to go with it. I call the cops. I'll just use an example. It was Patel's back in '95. November '95, and I paid for a month, and right away Patel comes, they own it, and he said they're going to remodel, and I told him I was allergic to chemicals. Well, it was going to kill me. What are you remodeling in November anyway? It's cold as heck in Virginia. So I called the police, and he said he'd handcuffed me, and that I was the one that would have to leave. So I left and lost everything I had, and that's been the ongoing story. I put something together. They gas me and fumigate me and treat me like the worst bug on earth. And this has been going on. That's all I'm going to say. That's what Carl Barton's wife said August the 14th of '09 when they took me to Affordable Suites. And she said, this is how we run you with chemicals, make you move. And there's another way they do it, too, with threats of something else. Anyway, I stayed here at Quality Inn, and this is owned by the Patels and Shaw's Maverick holding company. They bought it from the Germans. I stayed for 14 months till this year, March the 3rd. And it was sold to the Shaws. They own everything around here in Patels. The property you wouldn't believe. Since I came here, by the way, in '86 is when they didn't have that until then. And this goes way up to Bob Goodlatte, who's your U.S. Congressman from Roanoke, and John Edwards, the Virginia State Senator that I thought was a good guy. I don't have that article where they're connected, but I know they are, and I've put it on other And that, by the way, Goodlatte and Edwards, everybody knows about my